We need more police officers from the hood. Now, in full disclosure, I have a decent amount of family members that are law enforcement, but as always, my work is objective. Let's get into it. There are several young black men in hoods across this nation that are getting up right now. It does not matter what time you're watching this. They're about to go into their routine, hit the toilet, brush their teeth, take a shower, get out, get dressed, do their hair. They're gonna grab their keys, their wallets, grab their phones, and they're gonna hit that door. Jump in their cars, jump in an Uber, jump on a train, jump on a bus. They might walk to their destination. For some, that might be a shopping center or an apartment complex. For others, it might be a train or bus station. They might spend the next 8 to 10 hours in a guard shack or at a podium in a casino. Or they might be on foot, on bike, or in a patrol vehicle. They might be equipped with that, "I see you," or they might be equipped with a sidearm. They may be top flight security of the world, Craig. Or they may have the tactics and training to secure one of the top flight people of the world, Craig. They may wear a uniform or they may rock a suit. For some, it's a rewarding career with unlimited advancement opportunities. For others, it's just a dead-end job. I mean, not all security officers are created equally. And see, the brothers I want to focus on are the ones who don't see themselves advancing in the future. The ones who don't have future plans. The ones that are only doing security because that's who hired them. And they're only going to leave if they get fired. Now, they're not trying to build up their reputation and skill set. They're not trying to get on one of these high-profile details defending millionaires and billionaires. They're not trying to open up their own firm or be someone's personal bodyguard. They don't have those aspirations in it. They're okay with telling people, "Hey, you can't park there," as long as they can. It's a job. As long as that paycheck is coming in every week, every 2 weeks, or however often they get paid. They're okay with that. Those are the brothers I'm focusing on. Because when you talk to them, what you hear a lot is, "I'm doing this until I can find something different." Not "I'm doing this until I'm finished with school." Not "I'm doing this until this thing I got on the side unfolds for me." Until I can find something different. Young brother, what are you doing? You're already in uniform. You already got the sidearm. You're already tasked with securing this area. Why are you playing with it? Sadly, for a lot of young brothers, the only thing that's keeping them in that dead-end position, the only thing that's keeping them from going to that next level and making a career out of securing an area is the F the police mindset that we develop growing up in the hood. And I'm not saying we didn't get it honest. Believe me, I can talk for hours about my experiences with the police. I've been pulled over at least 25 times, more times walking than driving, walking into work, standing at bus stops, walking across the street in the crosswalk. And every single time I was pulled over walking, it was never one of us. It was always an officer of a different race, empowered by their position and using that authority how they saw fit, disregarding whether or not the stop was justified. It was actually a security officer who came out of the Wild Wild West casino that I worked at as a cook and told the plainclothes officers that jumped out of that unmarked car on me that I worked there and that I was a good kid. Only after that was I allowed to get up off the hood of the car and give him back my backpack and told verbatim, "Well, at least you have a job, so we're not gonna f with you tonight." The same officers jumped out of their car and drew down on me a month or so later. I seen a car go past me, pull over and stop in the distance. I'm walking on Tropicana right underneath the railroad. Come on the other side of that, they jumped out the car on me. Then another squad car pulled up after that. Told me I was the guy that ran from them a week earlier. And when I told them that I wasn't, and that I worked at the Wild Wild West, and I asked him, why does he keep doing this to me? That's when it clicked in his mind of who I was and what happened last time. Told me, "I swear, man, I thought you were this guy. I could show you a picture." Yeah, I'm sure he got plenty pictures of skinny, dark-skinned males with braids that he can pull out at his convenience. And see, this is the reason why we need more young black men from the hood, especially those who are working dead-end security jobs, to go that extra step and become law enforcement. The impact these brothers can make coming from that background is huge. It won't come from their training. It won't come from their physical abilities. It'll show in their approach. Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, Terrence Hall, and a number of other brothers would still be alive today if they were approached by someone from that background. Because that officer isn't going to immediately see a threat that needs to be neutralized when he sees another black male. Do y'all know how many body cam videos exist on YouTube that show the police handcuffing the black male victim of a crime? It's always for our safety until we can figure out what's going on. What you mean for your safety? That's the person that called you there. That's the person that needed your help. But because they're always uncomfortable in that environment, always uncomfortable around people who walk and talk a certain kind of way, they always feel threatened. The officer that murdered Philando Castile was still shaking, still aiming his firearm at the man while he sat there bleeding to death with his daughter in the back seat. That's how fearful he was of the presence of a black man with a firearm. We have to have officers in our neighborhoods that are not fearful of our presence. And yeah, there's some black cops that violate your rights too. You are absolutely right. Yeah, that Tyree Nichols situation in Memphis was a shame. And I spoke out against those officers on this channel, calling for them to get the worst punishment possible. But that wasn't a chance encounter. That was a vendetta that one of the officers had against that man dealing with a female. I've already told y'all the time I got pulled over for absolutely no reason while driving, and how that was a black cop. Pulled me over talking about, I saw something come out your window. That's littering. I went absolutely off on him. Told him he's a damn lie. He didn't see anything come out my window because nothing came out my window. And I told y'all how I kept my car spotless the same way I do today. And he flashed that flashlight back there and there wasn't even a lint on the floor. Then he put his attention on the red flag on my door because I was banging back then. What's this? What's this? And I am going off, telling him how he pulled me over for absolutely no reason. And at the end of that, I didn't even get a ticket because he knew he was wrong. I was sitting there going off on this officer. He never called for backup, never told me to step out the vehicle, never reached for his holster. Even with me letting him know, in no uncertain terms, how I felt in that moment, he never saw my presence as a threat to his safety. I believe it's a win-win. The community gets more officers on the streets that can appropriately respond to issues, especially in our areas. And young brothers who are working a dead-end job can go into a career that unlocks a lot of opportunities for them and their families. The choice is yours. But nobody is telling you, young brothers, that it's okay to go down these paths. Nobody's giving you the proper information. That's why a lot of us be damn near 40 before we choose a career path to go down. We done wasted 20 years at Walmart and security and Amazon before we say to hell with that. I'm gonna go do what I wanna do. I'm gonna go do what best provides for my family because of a mindset that tells you that this ain't something you could be if you from this area. And in this city, Las Vegas, Nevada, that's a damn lie. Because when Jamie Manor died, all I saw up and down my Facebook timeline was gangsters from every set hurt by that news. All I saw was RIP post for that young brother who was a police officer, as there should have been. Subscribe to the channel, man.